So we survived the last one quite well, in fact, but it took nearly everything we had to do it. We managed to get away from the underground ruins as alarms were going off. We even set up a little camp back in the original temple where the Balhanoth was, and we had heard a couple of the prison guards try to enter into that Hall of Echoes, where they were killed in a cacophony of some kind of sound. We found a couple of their corpses, and after a brief respite, here we find ourselves resolute in returning to try to save those halflings, but we know some dangerous things lurk ahead. So that's where I'll lend it off to you. Where would y'all like to pick up?
I think we were planning to see if there were any other entrances where we are, and if not, then head back through the Hall of Echoes. Or if we can't find any. Fancy tries to raise everybody's spirits by doing a little bit of juggling with apples, giving a particular eye to Aramos, or what is his name? Armaros, yeah, that fellow, the cow.
So I know, yeah. So this place, I know the illusion it was this grand temple, but this is still like, a ruined temple, right, Drad?
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, it's very much akin to, when they unearthed the underground Egyptian temple. There are some things that look fairly well preserved, but others that were fairly well wind eroded by the sand and things before they were buried or covered and that sort of thing. So, like, you can see, like the little picture I shared, a lot of the outer wall is just nearly smooth and from how much of all the detail that are just gone because of the wind erosion. But some of the main entryways still have quite a bit of detail on the inside of the main walls.
I guess I want to walk around and investigate, but I kind of want to be guided by that. I have lived and worked in a lot of temples, so I know that maybe they have some rooms where they would store secret things or valuable things, and maybe that would be a little off the beaten path, and maybe I could find some kind of, not quite obvious entry type place.
All right, let's go with investigation check. So we're out of the main temple. We're going to start looking around throughout the grounds, if you will, the grounds proper.
Can I give Dagon a flash of genius with that? I can't remember if I can use it for that. Yeah, an ability check. To tell him, like, hey, why don't you look in this area, and give him 4 more extra points for that 13.
While the others are investigating around, I try to, juggle better,
You're quite adept at maneuvering the apples, doing nice little flourishes, as no one seems to be paying much attention to you, though.
I pointedly ignore him and pull out the compass.
The compass is still spinning circles like it was when you were, basically since the time that you were at the camp the night before coming down to the temple in the first place.
Okay.
So it's some kind of magical locator that kind of points towards some big area to look, it seems.
So if we're standing in the area, then it's just spin because it's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so you get so the flash of genius isn't even a D4; it's just a straight your plus to
Yes.
your int to that. So 17. So going around inside of the main walls, you see two other little entryways, both of which open into only. They're not like grand entrances. Like there's this huge temple entrance. There's the one on the northwest, which is where the Hall of Echoes was, which is pretty big. And then there's a couple very small ones that open up into little small chambers, maybe 20 foot by 30 foot, that seem to be desolate. As you kind of look around the outside, you see a bunch of what used to be perhaps like little outcropping buildings all around the outer parts of the outer wall, none of which seem to have any underground entrances.
I'm say to the group, I'm coming up dry here.
Fancy takes a bow. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe we should try to go back through the Hall of Echoes. Shines one of the apples up on his left arm and tosses it over to Armaros.
Well, should expect a trap if we go that way.
No, we should be the trap.
Do you think it would be possible to lure more of them up into the Hall of Echoes? Like with a spider or the homunculus or something? And we stand on the outside of it?
We could try, but a couple of them did die in that thing. They're probably wised up to it by now.
If some of them died doesn't mean that all of them know that they died in there.
We can try it.
Fancy pulls out his rapier and says, I'm going to need another light on this. Looks around the party. Nobody?
I look to the people with pets. Does anyone want to send one in? Maybe nothing else. Look through their eyes. We can scout it out. Maybe see if there's people hiding behind the corner. Nothing else.
Well, I can't see through its eyes, but I can send it in and see if it'll distract them or bring them our way.
I can send a spider if we need to.
I fear we don't have enough time for me to get the Raven back again.
Yeah, we need to act quickly, I think. As far as we know, no other group was standing in the wings waiting to, like, trap us again. We had some alarms going off, but they're just going to find a bunch of corpses. I don't know.
Well, someone tried to follow us out that way, so. But that's the only way we've got to go back in, then.
Yeah, I mean,
a simple choice.
Let's go. Since nobody's lighting Fancy's sword to make it glow, he pulls out a candle and uses prestidigitation to light it with his finger.
After he does that, I'll light up his sword.
I'm not sending my spider ahead, don't worry.
Are you going to take control of the spider's vision and perceptions and send it first?
Yes.
Okay.
Should I cast Pass Without a Trace? Think we need that to survive.
Maybe, yeah, maybe wait and let the spider go through first. I don't know if it matters if we cast before or after, but
Okay.
Will you let the spider roll stealth check? It's a tiny spider, and it make it through the Hall of Echoes. It doesn't set off any of the reverberations over the corpse of the two Shatterkai prison guards that were somewhere near that crumbled entrance that leads to that backways passage. And you start heading down the passage, and eventually it opens up into the to the large ancient ruins that were underground, where you can kind of see the light reflecting from the reflecting pool. At the moment, you don't see anyone in the main area. The alarm is not currently going off.
before we go in, Dagan will just say that we should try to use everything to our advantage that we can. I know we're all tired. I know we're all spent. But if we can separate and isolate their group and maybe take a few down one by one, maybe a little more guerrilla warfare than just marching straight ahead. So I look to Weldon since he's got control of the spider.
Alright, so Weldon's going to bring the spider back, take back control of his own senses. And then Armoros casts Pass Without a Trace. So if everyone will roll a stealth check as you walk through the Hall of Echoes with the +10.
Weldon. Oh no. We're the loudest group.
I mean, most of us are pretty dang quiet. I think it's funny that a bunny makes more noise than a bull.
As you kind of walk through the Hall of Echoes, the sound somewhat muffled as people start to creep along. About the time you make it to the middle of the room, some of the reverberations pick up. And right as you are getting to the passageway, the actual intensity of the sound, it hurts your eardrums intensely. And everyone's going to take 11 points of psychic damage. So we'll have to...
I did it manually, unless you're going to do it.
Nope. You go ahead and apply 11 points to your wounds, and minus any temporary hit points or anything that you might still have. And then, but it wasn't until the very tail end of the traversing that hall before you actually took any damage. So you managed to, just as it started to build to a massive crescendo, before it got to a point where it could potentially stun you in place and continue to echo around you, which, as you have seen from what it did to the Shatterkai, could be very lethal. You managed to just make it through out of that room into that hallway, and as soon as you go into that hallway, that effect just kind of ends. It's like you're in the pressure. You're climbing altitude in a plane, and you can feel that pressure on your ears until you just pop through that doorway, and then it's like your ears pop and just everything's back to normal. It's quite a good thing that you had that pass without a trace. But you've made it back to the hallway.
We should let Val scout ahead. How far can he go with pass out? 30 feet from us?
Yeah, 30 feet.
Yeah.
I guess maybe at least go that far ahead.
I mean, Val is like the lowest risk to get outside of the pass without a trace. His own stealth is so high that it probably wouldn't hurt much if he went further than that.
You creep your way forward down this very, very long passageway that winds all the way back around. Again, remember, leaving the Hall of Echoes, it is a significant distance all the way down, but it wraps around. So even though it's a very long distance that it traverses, it is actually not very far away distance-wise. You end up back into the entryway. Everyone roll some perception checks.
We're where again?
All this tossing and turning, twisting, and just all this travel, and it seems like you're never going anywhere. Alright, let me check something. There might actually be...
Drad, about how tall is the ceiling in this area?
It's actually quite tall. Let's see. Some of the buildings are like would have been 10 to 15 feet. A lot of the outsides that kind of rough cave-like stone, but then above where some of the buildings are carved in, some of them are carved into the ceiling, but as it goes closer and closer to the middle where the water's at, we're looking at 20, 30 feet tall.
Okay.
It's kind of like almost dome-like in that aspect. So all the buildings along the edges and stuff are actually connected to the ceiling. But as you get closer to the middle, they're more like erected structures as opposed to being carved into the side of the cave. Alright. Val, with a 28, you actually see something I didn't expect anyone to see. A very small, crunched up, halfling robed figure just beyond the reflecting pool, duck right around a corner.
You there, wait. Val's just gonna try to chase him down.
Yeah, you had to beat a 27 stealth in order to see this figure, so it was not very likely. But as you charge towards the reflecting pool, you see a head dip back around, and you thought from the robes, from the size, you might be running across Laura, but in fact, you are not. You are. There they are.
We are not with the captors. We're here to help you.
You see, almost somewhat in shock, the head just kind of creep around, pulling up of this quite young halfling. You can see a radiant glow come around both of his fists, burning like little fires. The look is intent and staring.
I slowly kind of try to catch up with him, so this halfling's not seeing the Shadow Kai say, "We're with you." Say, I say to him, I'm trying to be as quiet as I can, but Bremen, do you know Bremen? Are you with that group, or do you know Laura?
Are you the troop that let Bremen escape?
Were you the group that was holding Bremen?
You can see the flare of the radiant energy around his hands, like burn and intensify, and like it brightens up the area. And like you're so used to this like it's so dark down here, and this reflecting pool is just like daylight, just beaming in and out and pulsing and all this stuff. But the fire from his hands irradiates in such a way that it is like the sun itself. And it diminishes the light that is of the reflecting pool. I'll ask again. Perhaps you should provide the answer.
Fancy. Wait, oh, no, oh, too late. Fancy pipes up and says, "It was indeed us. We are here to rescue you." And Drad, I want to try to determine if I think that this halfling is charmed or not in their right mind or something like that, and or that's kind of like where Fancy's thinking, like maybe they're not controlled by themselves, and so I wanted to try to use my counter charm bardic ability by just playing some soothing as I'm walking up there, soothing notes.
Okay, go ahead and roll an insight check for me as you approach.
Actually, yeah, I kind of want to see if I can tell whether he's being
I-
defensive or aggressive too. Like,
Since I don't have skill and insight, I'm gonna use my jack of all trades to be better at it.
Yeah, so what you can do is...
I put a 1 in the modifier, so it did the thing.
So I was going to tell you actually about that particular thing in your... I forgot about that in your skill list. You know how there's like all the stars, and then you have a couple thing with double stars? There is a half star. If you click next to every ability you do not have proficiency in, there's star, double star, and then a half star. Everything that doesn't have a star has a half star for you as a board. So you can click through all those things for the future, like something you can.
Oh yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just do that now, and then I don't have to worry about that anymore. Thank you.
And Armoros wanted to do insight as well. Okay. Yeah, you're looking to see offensive versus defensive. It looks quite defensive. And you might glean that... so Fancy's like, okay, so he's obviously a good guy, a bad guy, he doesn't know. He's like you're actually going 100% one way or the other, back and forth. And then Armoros, you kind of get this the way the question was worded maybe was a test. Kind of vibe.
a test in what way though? Like, good or bad? Or can I not tell?
I just, unless I'm jumping in front of anybody here, I just kind of pull my sword out and be like, yes, we let Bremen go.
Just so you know.
The test that you're thinking is maybe he's trying to ascertain your true nature. Like, he's trying to insight you as well, with the way he's wording the question.
Val's going to use the sonic power ability to just kind of dial into Dagon and Fancy kind of in tandem, and just relay the fact that he thinks that deception, maybe time for the deception is probably past. Probably need to think of this guy, what he is, take what he is for granted, and try to enlist his help moving forward.
Yeah, I kind of want to assume that he's a halfling coming to rescue other halflings or something, and I'm gonna slowly walk up and like, we were sent here to help the halflings, or to rescue the halflings.
Well, it turned into a rescue. We were here to just meet with them.
Well, yeah, but and say like I think we're on the same side.
You can see that halfling flare the radiant energies again. And who is it that sent you?
What's the name of the company? Goodness.
Yeah, Tabarsad.
Yep, that one. The Badlands Auxiliary Reclamation Force, Savers of Draken. That needs a shorter name.
We just call them barf.
Barf. Barf.
And who specifically sent you?
Well, we're being escorted by, Laura.
Have you seen her? We were separated.
Laura did not send you. Who sent you?
These questions are hard.
I don't know who from Barfside actually sent us, so um, unless I was in the report, I don't have a clue. We just sort of started on the mission. I'm not saying that to him. That would sound weird.
You had, well, you know who sent you here.
Oh, Izzy and the handsome demigod dude.
Arden, yeah.
Arden, yeah.
At the mention of Izzy's name, you can see that the intensity of the radiant energy subsides a little. Ah, friends of Lord Lumo. Good. Perhaps, rather than die, you can help.
Thanks. Have you seen Laura? Do you know Laura? Because she may be here.
I do know Laura, but I have not seen her, no.
We, got separated before we killed the Valhanoth.
I saw young Bremen in the desert, and he pointed me this way. Luckily I was about. Seems that we're in a bit of a pickle.
Not as much of a pickle as you may think. You know, these guys. Look at this. Even this rabbit over here. He's pretty skilled. Plus, we have a gnomish barbarian. He taps him on the head.
As capable as Fancy thinks us all, I'm sure we would not deny or refuse any sort of help you're offering.
You can see that the monk looks at you with a little bit of maybe curiosity, but also a little, maybe there's a little bit of underlying confusion. Not contempt, but definitely some wariness. I would not expect your kind to fight your kind. But if you're in for the fight, I'm here with you.
Fred, I would like to. Fancy is just pondering something. He's trying to determine for himself if he thinks down here where there's this water supply, if there are some other like naturally occurring critters, particularly rats. I'm wondering if there are rats in the area, or if Fancy would think, or if it maybe thinks it's too dry, or.
Down here in this place is old enough that it is possible that some have survived, but it's not like they would have ever traversed here. Migrated from somewhere else to set up here, but this place is more than 1,000 years old, and if there was some that lived here, they certainly still could. There is no indication of like bats or any of that sort of other, cave type critters thus far. You haven't even seen, slugs and that sort of thing that you might see in an underground cave in the other parts of the world. You haven't seen a rat yet, but you really haven't gone very far into the cave.
Yeah, that's right. So he was just trying to like mull it over a little bit.
It's certainly a possibility.
Okay.
I'm looking him over. Does he have any like maybe a sun emblem like the one we found?
Indeed. That cloak clasp has a very particular sun emblem, one that is not that of Paylor's. But a sun emblem nonetheless.
I'll just tell the my name is Dagan. What is your name?
I am Thaddeus Brightwood, halfling monk to Lord Lumo. His primary apprentice. I say with some amount of pride.
How far have you been in here? How far have you made it?
Not long. I heard a large crash of some unknown cacophony, and I
One that I
I had only just arrived after finding the corpses of a couple of the Shadowkai in the hall above. Not sure what
That
killed
was
them.
me.
We've encountered two groups. There are more, something called dancers. Strong, it seems. There is a portal here, and there are captured halflings. We're going to them.
How best can we assist you in their rescue?
I find it quite clear. Defeat those that lie in front of us.
Well, let's get on with it. We got some halflings to save.
Do you know if there are any others coming to assist you, or is it just you?
It is unlikely, at least not in the short term. I was in the area scouting for other reasons. There has been some terrible things reported. When young Bremen ran across me, it was only confirmed.
Okay, look, I'm going to say it straight. We had to take a tiny little break to get the rest of the party back together, and I'm a little bit worried that maybe the doofuses in there are going to do something even worse to the halflings. So can we just get going here?
I thought you'd never ask. And then he turns and he takes off at an alarming speed. Even faster than Laura.
Oh, I'm gonna attempt to follow him as slow as my bardic darkness crawling sword following.
Val's going to look over his shoulder and make sure that Emmy and Weldon and everyone is kind of keeping the same pace and everyone's kind of going.
Yeah, we should still move carefully. I don't care what any random stranger wants to do.
Drad, can you give me the light from my sword that has whatever cantrip on it?
Oh, yes. Let me do this.
Let there be light.
I'm just gonna say, everybody let's move as a group. Stay, relatively close to me. Yep. Come on, Amy. Climb on.
Yeah, they still possibly knew. We may be lucky in that most people have seen us we've killed, but it doesn't mean there wasn't a survivor. Someone could have scouted us. Maybe they don't know how many we are, but we should maybe expect some traps.
Maybe I'll move everybody up here a little bit. All right, excellent. Here we go again. So we were just
Marching into danger.
Yeah, we were just following Thaddeus around towards the waterfront side, as he had zoomed off in front, and you see him just barely duck into one of the buildings along the edge.
Plus 10.
Plus 10 more.
Plus 10, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. So, as we kind of move forward... where did they go?
And before they were like right here, right?
That is the direction that the patrol came from. Yeah, the where the commander was initially. I was looking. Just noticed that all the halflings were gone. Sad. Too late.
Oh no.
So here, I'll repopulate. As you go forward, what are you like? How are y'all moving forward? Like, what is the kind of plan, I guess, for you guys?
For me, anyway, nothing's changed. Val in front. Let's sneak in here as best we can, and if we can pull a few people off to the side, separate them. Let's do that.
Well, I have a plan for pulling people out. I was going to play an instrument. I'll just sneak over here.
You're gonna start playing an instrument?
Not quite yet. I need to get something to block, like missiles. But other than that, I want to move my way up northeast, and I want to play the my pipes to see if I can summon a rat swarm or 2 or 3 or whatever.
Okay, yeah. So your Pied Piper pipes?
Yeah. But it also could work for the other thing. Like, even if it doesn't summon rats, it might work to like draw somebody like, what the hell is that? You know. So I need Amaros to walk up here with me, because we got to be quiet for a few little bits more. And I want to get all the way up to this building, the corner. So, and then I'm gonna play the pipes.
all the way up
Perfect.
here.
Thank you. Yes, that's correct. And then with my body like against the wall, I'm gonna whip out the pipes and tell or like motion for everybody to like hide themselves. And then I'm going to attempt to summon a swarm of rats within a half a mile. Supposedly.
All right. Let me see.
So the just so we have some um I mean, so there's some kind of connection every time. So that the melody that summons the pipe or the rats goes da 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 dee da 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 doo. Da 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 dee da 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 doo da da doo da 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 da, and it just keeps repeating that over and over and over.
Yeah, we all I think thought you were doing Jurassic Park first.
No.
Yeah, we were all humming in accompaniment with you.
So, while he's like setting up, I'm gonna mold earth and I'm assuming it's kind of like loose, probably looser dirt near the water than whatever, and pull up a 5-foot cube.
Drad, the pipes allow me to use 1 to 3 charges to summon 1 to 3 swarms. And since I don't feel like I'm going to be in a position to summon rats, and if it doesn't work, it won't work, whatever. Again, I'm going to go ahead and use all 3 charges for a powerful summon.
Yeah, so 3 swarms of rats is what it will summon if they the word
If they exist.
if they exist. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
You hear the call of 3 swarms of rats heating the pipes.
Oh, that's freaking awesome.
All 3 were
those-
here. That was actually very, very, very unlikely to happen.
Yeah, 93. It's like roll a 93. Those things are gonna obey you, right? They're not gonna just.
Well, it turns out that when they get here, we have to have a little contest, I think. So what does it say? Called swarms move toward the music by the shortest available route, but aren't under your control otherwise. But when they get here, whenever wait, is it? Whenever a swarm of rats that isn't under your control, another creature's control comes within 30 feet of you, once they're within 30 feet, and they can still hear the pipes, I can make a charisma check contested by the swarm's wisdom. And if I lose, then they just hang out and they won't fight us. But they'll defend themselves. Otherwise, they do as I tell them. Or I basically, I guess I music them to do something that I want.
Let's go ahead and take care of that.
Okay, so how do I roll a charisma?
Yeah, so your charisma check, and then each one will roll a wisdom check. Why don't we do it one at a time? So that will be for the first.
You want me to roll all 3 in a row then?
Yeah, if you want to. One versus one, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3. All 3 are under your control.
Perfect. So I'm going to be tied up here playing the pipes. So I'm hoping that
You see Thaddeus poke his head around. What in the hell are you doing?
it's working. They'll be out in no time.
And you see it was like grumble under his breath. God damn it.
Do we know where the portal is?
Portal? What portal?
I thought there was a portal. Val, didn't you say there was a portal? Or digging?
That was, yes, Thaddeus. I'm afraid we might have overlooked some vital information here. There is a portal open to the Shadowfell somewhere up ahead.
To the Shadowfell.
Well, it's unconfirmed, but it's highly likely.
Just a small incursion event.
Well, this is to Thaddeus. You heard about the Balhanoth, correct? You don't get those without generally a direct line to the Shadowfell.
You could see the his hands that were dim as he started stealthing across this thing immediately glow up with that radiant glow.
That's the spirit.
And he goes like Super Saiyan. And his whole body starts to radiate a powerful radiant glow. I need everyone to roll initiative.
I have a hotkey for that now. Look at me being pro.
Yeah, let's do this.
I don't know why I rolled 2 inits because I don't know how hotkey works. Look at me being pro. I don't know. I don't know which ones.
Well, the first one.
I thought I had been getting accustomed to double clicking them, but I'd only had to single click, I guess.
Yeah, for the hotkeys, I think.
Get too enraptured and blowing your sewer pipe.
I was hoping to get some rat action going on here.
Well, we're going to.
Just don't inhale while trying to blow the sewer pipe. Only exhale.
The alarms blare. Thaddeus goes Super Saiyan. And now you're all on high alert. Emmy, you're kind of up first to decide how to proceed.
I hang on tighter to Armoros and just wait, I guess. Because I don't see anybody, right?
Not at the moment. All you heard was the alarms blare.
Do we have a direction that they blared from, by chance?
Mostly north, northeast, east. It seems to be a pretty strong reverberation, but it's like multiple points.
Yeah.
Could this wall of dirt in front of us is only 5 feet high, so you could put the homunculus on top of it and have it like
Oh, you guys are ducking down behind the wall of dirt there?
up. Well, yeah,
Partial cover?
yeah, partial cover.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just on her shoulder still, and I have the homunculus on my shoulder for now. I'm gonna leave it there.
Shoulders all the way up.
It's crazy stack. It's turtles all the way down.
A trench coat, and we've got some kind of.
I bet Fancy has one of those.
Hell yeah.
That would be really funny because we'd be like 9 feet tall with it. If she stood on my
Intimidation.
shoulders.
The dread pirate Robert.
Val's just going to move over here into this what looks to be a doorway, and just kind of lay in wait and ready an attack action. I think my movement will allow me to forget where I was just inside that doorway there.
Mm-hmm.
So
1 second here. I need to actually
no problem.
move the rats under your control.
What is their move? Or is there a way for me to ask them what their move is?
If you go to your cohorts tab on your sheet, you should be able to click the little thing to open it up and see all about it.
Oh, interesting. Look at that. $30. Okay.
And it's like they're like little chittering pile, like it's literal like a swarm of rats. Although it's funny that the picture looks like one giant
rat.
were rat kind of thing.
It's like Splinter.
Yeah.
I just need to. I need to keep them within range of me. So.
In some way, they act kind of cartoon, like the cartoon bees or whatever, and like they make shapes.
But they don't see anything either. I guess that I can tell.
Mm-mm.
Well. I think I'm just gonna have them. Can they also do like hold an action kind of thing? Well, I guess that doesn't make any sense. They need to be like on top of something to do an action. So I think they're just gonna be hanging out like a big swarm of rats. I cannot click next actor, even though I have them, unless I'm. No.
Okay.
I mean, you can move them and line them all up in the hallway. That way, they're like difficult terrain.
Have them run up the hallway. Just
I
distraction.
just can't, they need to be like within
30 feet,
30 feet of me.
Oh, okay.
I feel
Well,
like
then
running
run down the
through a
hallway,
swarm-
Fancy.
Right, running through a swarm of rats should count as difficult terrain. Just like line them up all together. Feel like Indiana Jones.
I didn't want to.
You briefly see, just for half a second, what looks like a shadow that dissolves into wispy smoke and disappears. Right up here, next to this bridge-looking thing.
Using my mental link between Dagon, Armoros, and Fancy. Be on your guard. There's shadow walkers about. You will not see them coming.
Dread, can I? Now that I think I have a plan now based on what they were asking, unless we've already missed my opportunity.
I've already moved some other things in the back.
That's fine. That's fine.
Background.
I'll take care of it next time.
Yeah.
Why would they be attacking my rats?
Is that light damage? It's just killing like a few in the swarm.
They get less powerful as they take more damage.
Oof.
What? Son of a biscuit!
Val, you see again a wisp of smoke. Who else can? No, just Val. Just near where this rat swarm was, disappear into shadow. Alright, it is a swarm of rats. Turn.
He's gonna go right here. And he's gonna attack that guy. And you said I can do it from inside of this thing?
Inside of what thing? The combat?
Inside of the cohorts thing? Like I can make them attack, or?
Can you see them on the combat tracker?
Yes, I can see them on the combat tracker.
And it's their turn. Can you click on, like, do you get to see that they have actions on the offensive tab?
Where's the offensive tab? On the combat tracker?
Yeah, it's the sword. Like
I don't have a swords. I have a helmet and a
It probably doesn't like that I added these after, or like that I added the cohort first, and yeah, and then didn't add them from there. Here, let me see. One had 18, and the other one has, I'm just trying to, 20. I want to move them over this way. Okay. There's... I see the problem. We haven't had more than one before.
oh, for cohorts.
Not of the same name.
Mm.
And so... There we go. Okay, now click on. Since I drug them from you to the combat tracker to the thing, see if you can click on Swarm of Rats and if you can see the little sword icon for the actions.
Like, where do I click on them? In the combat tracker?
Yeah, do you not just see their turn?
Like right click? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. When I like double click on them, or it made a sound that time.
Okay, well, just look at the combat tracker. Do you see the flag next to the Swarm of Rats?
I do see a flag there, yes.
Do you see actions and things like that below their name?
No. I could share my screen if that helps. I don't know.
On their little icons and open up their little card, and then hover over where it says like melee weapon attack.
+2 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like it
and
should
then
highlight. Like when you do that, like in the cursor should turn into a hand instead of a pointer.
yes, it did. And then I double click it.
You can, if they're targeted, yeah, then you can double
Yes.
click
Good luck, little rats.
it. All that's
Fail it.
around.
I think they only get one attack as far as I can tell, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so and next actor worked for me.
Okay.
Or I think it did.
Yeah, so we'll just have to do the interacting with the things from their little data card and not.
That's fine as long as I know how to do it. Sorry about that.
That's all right. The way things work for me does not work for you, also, as it turns out.
And I'm not sure of the rules on this. I know that I have to continue to play. Does that take my action every round, or is that a bonus action for playing the instrument? Was I muted, Riv?
Now I'm looking at it. If you play the pipes as an action, you can use bonus action to expend the charges. You have to continue to play the. I think you have to continue to play the pipes.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm just gonna hang out here then, and continue to play and try to control rats.
Be the rat man. Okay, so someone asked me a question. The water is flowing north to south, by the way. Someone asked that. And the general terrain is mostly like inside of a cave. Other than small bits of loose rock, it's mostly stone.
I meant more of like, is it level or is there a slope to it in any direction?
No, it's generally flat in here.
Okay. North to south. Okay.
Okay, so on Thaddeus' turn, You can see that he's still kind of grumbling. It's like, well, now that they know that we are definitely here and where we are, I guess we have no choice. But let me show you the prowess of my action. Wait, would he have seen that? No, he would not have seen it. Okay. Run forward. Come at ye, shadows. Let the sun burn ye away. Lord Lumo will bless this cavern with radiance. Alright, who can see? Ooh, Weldon, you can see. You see a puff of smoke just across the waterway. Poof. And then coming up from the ground, out of the very shadows of the wall, a Shatterkai with a long spiked chain, pierced all over with various shards of metal.
Thaddeus, I thought you had my back, bud. Yes.
What gave you that impression? So, Dread, when that person moved into my effective attack range and became visible.
Oh, that's right. Yep, you are correct. You are holding your action. Sorry about that. Yes, that would have actually technically have happened before any of his attacks happened. So go ahead and do that.
Also, Emmy, did you leave your homunculus on I don't know, alert or whatever?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
You can hear a almost like a similar to like a snake in some ways. You can hear like this hissing voice, deep shadow. Mother will welcome you. And you can see that through his tongue, it actually is cut, as though it is some other form of self-torture. He not only is the chain itself spiked, but he himself is pierced with large shards of metal all over his body.
Oh, really?
Summoning the turret.
Is Wolfen
no.
speaking? Because we can't hear him. So.
Oh, yeah. He's summoning the Force Ballista. No, I don't think I heard him through Discord.
Okay.
Wait, I've been waiting for this. Your mic's muted.
Ha 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 ha.
Haha.
Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
Oh, that's great.
His
I'm
mic's
sorry, I
underwater
hear-
now, but
Are you trying to talk through a sock?
I'm trying to talk through an earbud.
Ah,
He's laptopping it this weekend.
gotcha. So the earbud is
I'm
picking it
summoning my
up like
turret to shoot a
through
laser,
your
and then I'm
jaw.
gonna go in front of Fancy. I'm like, hey man, you need to learn how not to get hit. I'm gonna move in the way of Fancy to help protect him.
okay. Yeah. Your flesh will taste marvelous.
Then I'll use my bonus action to fire my cannon.
Fired a missile. The Force missile.
You can't
yeah.
make stew with our bunny. I heard somebody laughing in the background. That's great.
And he is pushed 5 feet away from the cannon.
You can see that the Shadow Dancer, when hit, seems to relish in the pain.
You enjoy that, you abomination.
I'm gonna go around my blocks. And I'm gonna use my. Hang on, sorry.
And Drad, I was able to keep concentrating on playing this silly flute through all that thing.
Yep, because it's not technically a concentration effect.
Oh, okay.
It's only like you're playing it as your action, even though you're kind of technically continuously playing it. It's only, I don't know. I don't know why it's set up this way, but it is.
You're used to dodging beer bottles on stage.
Yeah.
Through chicken wire.
Plus, it's a sewer pipe. How can they tell if you're playing it badly?
Playing like literal shit.
Well, thank you.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast to use my last prayer beads bless
Okay, yep.
on Fancy. And
I was gonna say, it gets a couple people, doesn't it? So.
Wait, does it? Alright, hang on.
Yeah, cast it on.
Oh, does it do 3?
3, I think.
Yeah, let me. Can't I find this? Oh my goodness. Three. Oh yeah, that's right. So Fancy and should be within 30 feet.
Yeah, everybody but Thaddeus is within 30 feet of you.
Oh, okay.
So you can, yeah. And since that's the prayer beads bless, it doesn't affect your pass without a trace technically for now.
Right.
Excellent. Okay.
And then I had a little bit more move. I'm gonna. I think I had. I don't know exactly. Just kind of want to duck around the corner.
Yeah, sure thing.
A drive-by healing.
Drive by healing, yeah.
I was pretty healthy coming into this fight, but that guy attacked 87 times with a chain.
Yeah. Whip crack.
Started to like it at the end.
Dagon.
All right.
This guy doesn't realize is that he gave Fancy an idea that after he dies, we may try. Well, Fancy may try.
I put my hand on Fancy and dump all 15 of my lay on hands into him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
I feel better.
Oh, so
Hey, Eustace,
better.
try and stay alive better.
Okay. First, we had a.
That's my movement. Yeah.
Lay on hands action. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. I just said be safe.
At which point does your sewer pipe do psychotic damage just from hearing it over and over again?
The funny part is that I just have to keep playing that the monotonous little thing to tell the rats what to do, and I'm pretty sure all the rest of you will be like, "Never again, Fancy."
Did you say psychotic damage? I totally. That's awesome.
Yes, she did.
By the power of Lumo, may the radiance burn away the shadow.
Are we already on a new round? Ooh.
Yeah. You have to pay attention, Fancy. This guy's got a lot of catchphrases. You might learn a few things.
Oh,
So close to a 4.
he's splatting them all over the place.
Yeah, how come you didn't do this much damage when you were a monk?
Well, because my monk.
And you can see him zoom, like he ducked around the corner, pow 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 pow, and then shot back across the little alleyway, across to the next building. Let's see, homunculus technical.
Good thing we're helping this guy.
Does the homunculus act independently, or?
No, it acts. I tell it what to do, and it acts right after my turn.
Okay. Yeah, I just have to. Some of the conscripted allies work by themselves, and some work only on command. So I'm losing track of which is or which.
It's okay. So I want to move to peer around, and I see this guy, right?
Which guy? Sorry.
Shadow Dancer 20.
Yes, you can see Shadow Dancer 20. Mm-hmm.
He's our enemy, right?
It definitely seems to be.
So I'm gonna send my homunculus over to him to give him shocking grasp.
Yeah, I think, the homunculus was what technically rolled the high thing, but it doesn't actually get to act until after your
My
turn.
apologies.
Yeah, and then you're a little further down. It's okay. Yeah. It's that's part of the weird confusion I lost track to that I was talking about.
Yeah, and I'm used to the ding and my headphones just being me, not having two of those.
Oh yeah.
Did the rats get to have a? Did they get to have a?
Attack of opportunity.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yes.
Yes, because they do act independently. So yes, he would have had the opportunity to attack the Shadow Dancer because he did not shadow teleport away. Shadow jump.
Not that they will. Okay. War rats. 1. They have him targeted. Oh yeah, they're tricky. That guy's tricky. I don't know if we need to. They're not going to last long.
Because they don't have cool names. They gotta have
Radimus
identity.
Prime.
Sir Radric Stewart. I like it.
What? Where did that guy come from?
He was the guy next to the rat, and then he shadow jumped behind Val.
Oh wow.
You disappoint our mother.
Is that what you think?
That's not what your mom said.
Oh, please get some your mom action going.
Perhaps that is where you go wrong, is you think that it is your responsibility to think. Oop, too many.
No, he didn't want to go. He was not paying attention.
Okay, now it's ours.
Are you muted?
Yeah. Uh, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna run over here and cure wounds on Val.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a big one.
And then how far was that? It was like 20 feet.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then
20.
I'm back up, back to the middle. I don't wanna be within range of that shit.
Swarm of rats.
It's supposed to take over his space. What is he? That I covered it up, and now I can't see what he is.
What do you mean?
Which
what
one
he
is? What's his number? Which dancer?
That's 8.
Thank you. I did not do it correctly. It's making fancy targeted. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Click the token for the swarm of rats.
Okay. Nope. Right there.
I don't. Oh, I do see 8.
Did it work? Okay.
Yes. Works.
Yes, I got it this time. Thank you. Sorry. So this is Rat 2.
Rat 2, swarm of rats.
Get him, Radimus!
Oh, he hit. Take some rat damage.
Ratabots, roll out.
Well done.
You can also see that the Shadow Dancer just smiles in joyful bliss as the rats bite all over his body.
Oh, God. I bet he has an OnlyFans.
Yeah, turrets. There we go. You're gonna try to push him in the water. All right. Weldon's gonna do. Let's see, athletics for a shove against his athletics for acrobatics. Splash. The current moves him just a couple of feet.
My hummingbird flies over and lands on his shoulder, or lands on his arm, whatever she can touch, head, whatever, and tries to do the shocking grasp. And I've not done this one yet. Do I do the cast, attack, and the damage?
Yeah, just the attack roll and then the damage. And then let me check one thing on shocking grasp.
If he's wearing metal, it gets something extra.
It's advantage if he's wearing metal. And he is more than wearing metal. He's adorned with lots of spikes of metal.
Right.
And in the water. Just throwing that out there.
Because it's the cantrip. Should be 2d8s for the damage at this point.
Yes, 2d8 lightning damage.
Yeah, hit him. Zap him. Go ahead and just for double check's sake, would you go ahead and roll another attack roll? Didn't roll with advantage, so make sure it wouldn't be a crit. Okay, there, all's good. It would not have been a crit.
Can you program your hummingbird to say things like electrifying when it does that?
We can work on that, yes.
Hell yeah.
I have to program a voice box for it.
Drad, can my rats go down the shore of the river on the right side of that building, or is it underneath? I can't really tell.
People can't, but I think I will let the rats be able to do that, as they can go single file, like across the skitter.
Skitter, they're going this way.
They can get places that others could not.
And that's their move. Actually, I can... well, I've already done it, but I could use their action to go further, right?
That's correct, yes.
Can I just move them up to the shore between Weldon and the dancer? Yeah.
Yep.
Regarding Shadow Dancer 8, Val's going to turn and look at him.
Covered in rats.
Yes, covered in rats. You do not honor the Dusk Maven with your infantile little thrill-seeking of feelings. But you are young. I don't begrudge you your ignorance. And he's going to kind of flourish and step backward a couple steps and use Blessing of the Raven Queen to teleport 30 feet.
Okay.
What the hell? Everybody's got teleport.
To their... Question about sneak attack damage and the homunculus on his head.
The homunculus doesn't threaten because it requires an action to
Gotcha.
to use. Yeah, but if the rats were closer, like in melee, a little more in melee of him, then that would have counted. Because the rats do act independently, where the homunculus only is an action to do something, not I guess from a flavor's perspective, it's kind of like deactivated except when it's told to do something, where everything else can help.
Yeah.
At least that's how I think. I mean, that's definitely the way it works. I'm just not sure if that was that seems like the only reason why I could think of that they wrote it that way.
Might be able to do more than my garbage rats. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Can I hit this guy from the shore? If I move over to the east.
Can you? Yeah, like down in the water. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. And I stop playing the pipes so that I can pull out my rapier. I guess my rapier was already out, and I was playing the pipes with the other hand.
Right. Yep.
But and I'm assuming I can't swap it out for my short sword.
You can put one away.
Yeah, I can do one away. Okay, I can put one away. So I just put the pipe away, and I let the rats. I'm just gonna let the rats be their own thing, and maybe they'll distract, and maybe they won't. We'll see. And then
we'll see.
they won't be aggressive to us. That's for sure.
Right. Maybe.
So this guy. And rapier. I'm not sure what happened.
One. Wait,
Oh.
what?
I'm not sure what happened there exactly.
You got your two attacks. One's a crit, one's a not.
Oh, I double clicked it because that's what I'm accustomed to, but I'm using hotkeys now, and so it did both. But I do have 2 attacks with that sword, so it's fine.
Yeah, so
But one is a crit.
Yes. So
And
hold
Right.
shift and then do the damage so that it makes sure that it is a crit.
That's an automatic miss, even with bless.
Yeah, a one is an automatic miss no matter what.
Oh.
And a 20 is an automatic hit no matter what.
okay, I did it.
Critical? Yep, no, it worked. He shadow molds in up through the ground. Shadow jumps into the middle.
Come at me.
And then he starts whipping the chain overhead.
What the garbage?
Before we,
Okay, sorry.
well, I was just gonna say I have resistance to all damage types until my next turn. I don't have that programmed in anywhere.
Oh, because of the Raven Queen. Yeah, Blessing of the Raven Queen. That's right, I forget. You'll just have to do some manual recalcs. So you will have
Yep.
taken
6.
6 for this one. So if you'll give yourself 5 back. Both succeeded on that. You see him grunt with some effort as he begins to whip the chain around again to try to build up some momentum.
The good news is he hit the rats, and that's going to make them be pissed off at him, so they're going to do their own thing.
Mm-hmm. Even though I may go meet my maker, the mother will embrace me, and I will be reborn to this world.
Not if I eat you.
In her service is the glory.
Wait a minute. What the fuck, Fancy?
Not really.
He said he was
What?
going to dine on my flesh, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to roast him.
So much we don't know about you, dude.
Fancy will eat anything.
Remind me not to accept food from Fancy anymore.
Ooh, another 20 to succeed. Digging.
Okay, I'm going to Booming Blade. Well, look us up on your next trip through. And I think I have like 25 movement left. So
As you cut him down, you can hear him moan in ecstasy as he dies.
so weird. So I'm just gonna just kind of, make my way there. And that is my turn.
Fancy.
Oh man, I'll shout I'm on top of the round now. What the hell's going on?
Where is the other one? Is he still under the rats? Oh,
Can you see him?
there. Okay. Okay. Now I can see him. Thanks. I pull out my short sword and I'm gonna move to there. And I'm going to use my action. Can I use my action to go into like dodge? Does that work for like?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
The dodge action is one of the possible actions.
Just looking it up. I just drag it on me.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
You can see the Shadow Dancer. It looks like he almost runs into the wall and melts into it. Glory to the fallen, for they further fuel the armies.
Can I make him re-roll the critical hit? I have one spell slot left, and I want him to have to re-roll that.
Yeah, let's do that. And that was against Val, because it didn't roll the critical damage anyway. So let's see if that changes, if we have to get... He still also gets resistance until his turn, so he'll get hit points back too, but let me see if that changes. Oh, actually, hold up. I'm just going to roll a separate thing so that it doesn't mess up the targeting. Uh, 18, so that still would have hit. Okay, so if Val will fix his hit, take 5 and...
Take 5, yep.
Yeah. Only one person failed. Fancy.
Restrained.
The whip, as it slaps around everybody, the spikes pierce all these people, but then it whips around Fancy, winding him up, restraining him in a grapple. And then you can see tendrils of smoke start billowing down the chain towards Fancy.
Well, that's not going to be healthy.
If you only knew.
Mein Leben! As they swing the chain again, if I'm wrapped up in it.
Oh,
dead?
when you were dying, you got released.
This is a fancy chain. How come we don't get one of these weapons?
The things that they have to do to you.
There's a process.
Alright, so it isn't a melee attack, so it's not an auto crit against Fancy. So he doesn't take 2 death saves, but he's at 1 death save. It should have crit Weldon, it did not. So it does not like crits with multiple people. Wait, not Weldon. The Eldritch Cannon. How many hit points does Eldritch Cannon have? 35? Okay, so it only takes another 4. I'll fix that. Did that 1, 2, 3, and that effect, that's it. Dagon.
As I'm running by, I kneel over and I touch him and cast Cure Wounds level 1 in Fancy. Back up, soldier. And then I stand up in between him and the Shadow Dancer.
Okay, so yeah, you will be conscious, but you're still knocked prone from being unconscious, from being at least at some temporary point unconscious. But so you're on the ground still, but you are now awake.
That's it.
I don't suppose that all of you can't just handle that one person, can you?
This guy's an asshole. After we're done with these guys, we're going to kill him.
You're turning really dark this session, dude. Eat my enemies and kill the light one.
Just ignore him. He's hungry.
Hangry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry.
You can see his glowing intensify and start to pulse over and over again, and you can see focuses a lot of energy into his hands as he turns and fires. A radiant bolt at the Shadow Dancer. Well, at the very least, maybe I've slightly balanced the odds.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Fancy.
My hit points are like a yo-yo.
Is this your last spell slot
Yes.
too?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. Last. Last spell slot. And then could I theoretically just like, if I drag him, is that, do I have my move?
Yes. If as long as he doesn't resist. Like normally you might have to grapple onto someone as part of like an attack action and then move, but if he doesn't resist, I'll let you grab him and drag him away.
I think he's still too stunned to resist. Fancy, what do you think?
I'm not resisting.
You're not resisting. Okay. Then I'm gonna drag him and like put him behind this wall, so he's like, yeah, like on the corner or whatever.
I don't know how Fancy's going to twist this to be like he was the savior of this fight. I don't know. And put a lot of spin on it.
Think of all the damage you prevented other people from taking by you being the one that took it.
I'm the mightiest sponge of them all. Don't worry, everything that light guy does, just say you did it.
Mm.
This one time I'm encouraging it.
Anything else?
No, sorry.
All right, I'm gonna send my homunculus over to do the shocking grasp again, because it has exactly 30 movement.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah. Bzz.
Write a song about the lightning bird.
I want to hear that one.
All right, the rats.
Yeah, I'm not in charge of them anymore, so you gotta just decide what they think they should do.
Come on, Rowdy Ratty Piper.
The one guy that they were after is dead.
Yeah, but there's another one that looks just like him over there, and they're dumb rats.
Hey, don't look over here.
The swarm disperses. This one does, at least. And the rats scurry off. This one. Fancy, roll a charisma check from me.
Not a save, but just a check, right?
Correct, yeah. Just a charisma check. That's good enough.
Good rats. Right. Force Ballista blowing things up today.
Yeah, combo attack. So, Firebolt and the Force Ballista both hit. And then the Shadow Dancer just kind of melts into smoke. Anything else?
I mean, just in range.
60 feet. Mm-hmm.
So Val's gonna walk around just past Dagon, between Dagon and the corpse of the Shattered Kai, kind of disdainfully look down at the corpse and turn his attention up to the other shade.
Yep, you would get sneak attack. And how do you want to do this?
So most of the sonic blades you see him summon are just kind of quick little flippant things with his wrist. This one he actually like takes a lot of effort, and it glows just a little bit brighter hue, and he just overarm throws it because it's at that maximum distance. He puts everything he has behind it, like a Nolan Ryan throw, all the way down the hallway there.
Mm-hmm. It hits and just scatters.
And Val's gonna kind of raise his voice and yell down the hallway, "It looked like you might needed help with that one. Don't worry, I have it."
Yes.
Help well received. I'm glad you could be as much help as I was to you. Alright, there we are now out of initiative.
David, we want to kind of keep the momentum and pressure going. We've got halflings to find. Oh, we should.
Everyone pace yourself and keep somewhat of a distance between you. Their attacks are focused in groups, maybe more.
Oh, we still have Pass Without Trace, too.
We still do.
Val's going to slink back and take up the rear as the group goes forward.
I hold up then. I don't move too far away while he's doing that. Just being aware of everybody.
You can see Thaddeus kind of looking around, and he lets out something that's kind of like a wolf howl, but not. I mean, it's a very poor impression if it is. And you can hear that echo. It's almost pitched perfectly in order to echo across the cavern. And off in the distance, off to the west and to the east, you hear similar returned howls. Aha! I am triumphant again.
Is hollering at that particular octave something impressive that your race does?
It is important when you need to be heard, but not understood, and not attract certain attentions from the denizens of the desert.
Did you gather any information besides their location with that?
It's not a language. I just howled. Aha, here's one.
Wouldn't take it too personal, Dagon. The halfling obviously doesn't understand that you can learn a lot about a particular screech or scream.
Yeah, if Weldon's done with his investigating and I see him coming up, just slowly start making my way forward.
Yep, nothing seems to be back here. Well, you are now safe and free. Where are the rest of you? The little halflings are definitely shaken. As they've been under the care of the dancers, you can see that they have small cuts all over their bodies. And are all, like, very haggardly, seem to have been kept on the edge of death. I heard some screams. I think there are some that are still alive. He just takes off.
What about your captors? Are there many more? You have any info about that?
You can see that they just kind of shudder and then like they just kind of lock up.
It's okay. We're here to help.
Here's a couple more.
Val's just slinking at the back of the group, trying to not make himself noticed.
I just to this guy, just say, I'm Dagon. Who are you?
It does not seem to respond to you.
Hey, Fancy, you still have that bit of fabric?
I do indeed. Whips it out of a pocket somewhere.
Mhm.
And there's even two more here.
What was their purpose in capturing you?
You can see the two frightened halflings are just kind of shivering in place. They don't respond.
We we had some fruit and stuff. I give them some fruit, give them some food, or offer it to them, or I just set it down on the ground before them, and I just kind of take a step back. I was like, there's a lot more of that. Okay, just eat. And I give some more to these. They're coming out.
I try and calm them down with like words and like I don't know, just very calm. Like it's okay. Like you don't have to be afraid anymore. We're we came to rescue you.
You see them take the little piece of fruit and open. They like tear it open with their fingers, and they start digging through it. There's no metal in here.
Oh wow.
This is we can eat this. The other one looks at it very concerned and untrusting.
I take, like one of the apples or something, and I kind of take a bite out of it.
The other one's just kind of shaking his head. I won't be tricked like that again.
And I just take a couple cups out and pour some water, and I just set it down.
I just kind of push Fancy's hand up with the cloth in it and just ask like, um, does anybody recognize this?
That's a leader's shawl. Strip piece, anyway.
We're looking for Laura. We believe she came down in here, but we haven't seen her.
Laura? She's here?
She helped guide us to this place.
She would have saved us if she were here.
She did by bringing us.
And she still may be here somewhere. She may need help. She may be helping others. We don't know. We want to find her.
They're just shaking their head. Nope. It's not true.
I take the little sun emblem I got that's not Palor, and I hand it to one of them. Take this.
What would I do with this? More tricks, more lies. Other ways for us to submit. No. No.
You're free to leave this place. No, I just kind of tell them the way out. And once you get up to the top, there's a room you have to be very, very quiet when you go through.
We should maybe ask the or actually I turned to Thaddeus, but before they go out there.
You even see him on the map.
He's back with us.
Do I even see him on the map? Okay, he's right there.
Yeah. I ask him if he knows of another way out so they don't have to go through the Hall of Echoes. Is there a safer path out?
Is there something unsafe about the hall to get here? The same one you took?
Well, only if you're loud.
Ah, no wonder you had trouble.
Was that a cow joke? I think that was a cow joke. He nudges Weldon.
I think that was a loud person joke.
So you don't think these guys will have any trouble going through there?
I would hope not. I don't know. I didn't have any trouble. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Halflings are naturally.
Yeah. Okay. I look at everybody else, like everybody who's gathered here, and I asked, do you know if there are any more of you that need rescued?
With the screams, there's no telling. I hope so. But I don't have a lot of hope. You did hear a return howl from somewhere off to the east, if you remember. And all of these came from the west and north.
Okay.
Oh, and our other little halfling speedster hasn't been to the east already?
No, he's staying here. He's got an eye on y'all, looking at him, looking very sullen face, looking at his kin. Oh, and then like it, more, and then boom, he just takes off.
Okay.
Amy would like to take her salve that she got from Aramos 2 times ago and put it on her homunculus. So it's 1d6 plus hit dice to heal my homunculus.
I don't think it works on. I don't think it works on.
The salve. Oh, you're talking about the salve for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just to aid when we roll hit die
Oh,
recovery.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Give me a second.
I think you do have a way. I thought I remember seeing something about using something to heal your. I don't know. Whoa. Who you schmoozing?
We can't hear him talking, so we may have to relay.
He's using his bag of bounty to make an aristocratic level meal because of his role.
Oh, yes.
That's for the halflings.
What?
We're gonna try to find others. If you want to wait, you can wait. If you want to go, you can go. Be careful when you leave. Any noise around the surface in that room is bad. We'll hopefully come back this way with more of your kin. There's food here, so it seems to be safe in this location right now.
I see as the Thaddeus jets over here are going super, super fast. He lets out another howl, and then there are a couple of responses. Some that peek out their heads.
Yeah, I just start to make my way, I guess, to where he was going. I don't know if we're gonna have another fight. If someone wants to stay here with these halfling, you can, but
I'll sit here with them, and then kind of like well, I'm just gonna ask them like, is anybody wounded? Does anybody need anything? And just try and be like uh super comforting.
And I'll stay with you as well.
And try and like I don't know, make sure they're healthy ish.
Oh, what is going? Nope. Nope. When we first entered a long time ago, we saw lights from
Way off to the east.
way off to the east. Can you still see those?
Yes, no.
I
I mean,
still
we see the
them
spot
there.
where we saw. We see the spot, but we don't see the. You mean like in the southeast? I don't know if I can ping the map. Maybe I can. This spot here is what we saw.
Yeah, I don't know why the lights are gone, but I'm gonna move Val down here. Can you see the lights? Wee! Okay, you can see them. Okay. Yeah, for some reason it was all disappeared for me. And now that you can see them, everything came back for me too. Okay. Okay. So we got a bunch of... Okay, so we found the... We found another group of the halflings that Thaddeus brings back.
I would just do, I mean, I can roleplay it out if you want, but I would just do my same thing. I would just let them know there's to the west, there's food, there's more of you, you're safe.
They are still very, very skittish, but they are following Thaddeus. They are relatively light-footed and move pretty quickly, despite being all ripped up. Some of their skin is in tatters.
I just stand out of their way.
To the very last one of them, they have all been tortured at length, and the levels of torture that you're even accustomed to of thinking of what torture is does not seem to even do justice the things that they have gone through.
Should we go check out the light down in the southeast? Across the water? There's a mysterious red square here.
It is of no prescribed importance.
Okay.
I didn't even notice it was there until you said that. It's probably blood. It's probably blood. Like a blood-stained carpet that had leached onto the floor.
I know I'm out of range of Omeros and whatnot, but I'm going to attempt to be stealthy as I go check this rest of this out. Where is it?
Who all wants to go on this walk? Is there any who's staying back and who's going forward as a whole?
Me and Armoros are staying, I think.
Yeah, I'm staying with you.
Okay, and so then everybody else, I'll just kind of move us. We'll do a little jumpity jump.
And if you could add those 4 points to my homunculus, I can't.
Yes. Okay.
What's this? A library? What is this?
So as you start coming down in this area, you can see that this place, unlike many of the others, like the cavern itself, more than 1,000 years old. A lot of the buildings and things like that. Some of the furniture is way old. Like it's been there 100+ years, 200+ years. It's all decrepit. Some of it that's made out of wood is just barely rotten wood. Looks like an old barn in a field that you might have seen. That's been there. Since before the Industrial Revolution, like those kinds of things. And so all the furniture kind of looks like that. But in this area, this looks much more recent, much new, very new, in fact. Some of the structure, some of like the furniture and things aren't like used and worn, but they've all been placed relatively recently, it seems. There are a ton of bookshelves here, and in those bookshelves are a mix of extremely old tomes that are nearly dry rotted, that are breathe on and beware kind of sturdiness to them, and some of them are kind of new.
Fancy being, his he's been a librarian in the past, so he wants to kind of go through the books, investigating a little bit, particularly the newer ones, I guess, or the ones that look new.
Okay, investigate.
Aha!
You find 3 very interesting books written by Shatterkai authors. Their brief summaries are in the description.
I want to collect these books for later, either giving to the proper people or studying or looking at.
And these 3 books are a bit newer than the rest,
Yes,
right?
these are all brand new books. There's also a handful of scrolls and documents that are. Whoops, I just dropped it. Some of them roll up on the bookcases as well.
I wonder if the contact was initiated from here. If these people were poking around the Shatterkai, and then they came through.
In this particular place, some of these old books that you can kind of read from their spines a lot of them seem like religious texts, particularly that of with some kind of sun either verbiage or iconography related to perhaps Palor or other things that are directly sun related in a religious context. Some of those are some of the very weak paper that is nearly in crumbles. Just touching it just causes it to literally fall apart and to nearly dust. But there are a handful that seem. Let's see. Val will be able to see this, but there is with his particular type of dark vision, that there is some of these religious texts, even though are from here and extremely old, have some touch of the Shadowfell on them.
We must be near the portal. There's traces of it here. Not the portal itself, but material from it. So are we kind of as a group just going through here looking at this, or has this all just been fancy that's turned over all of these books and stuff?
This is kind of as a group, just kind of doing like a big group. Like this is the collective information that you're able to get while investigating this particular area.
On the particular documents, not necessarily the books at all, but the documents that we come across, Val's going to show keen interest in that and kind of take those up as he finds them.
Yeah, Dagon's really looking at him intently, trying to. I know we still got to look for this portal. Just trying to skim through and take in what he can. He'll want to read them in detail later.
On the volumes that kind of stick out to Val, is there anything specific about those I need to do in a separate investigation role, or?
And what do you mean? I guess in what terms?
So, like the ones that you said were kind of set apart, that they may have traces of the Shadowfell on them. Were they the newer looking ones, or were they the older, like almost crumbling texts that you
They're
mentioned?
the old ones, yeah. So the from a mechanics perspective, the last one that I shared, which is called the Library of Shadows, the corrupted texts, that's the ones that are they have gained some level of constitution from their engagement with the shadow energies.
Okay, I was messing around my windows and that one didn't pop up, so that's the last one.
Let me hit that. Do you see it? Do you see it now?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Thanks.
Yep. So that is a bunch of things and you flipping through, and it's almost just like all the text of whatever was originally there is either gone or corrupted or crumbled away or just doesn't exist, except for there's just a page randomly that has a passage on it, and that passage looks pristine for some reason. And here's a list of that document I shared is a list of those passages.
What What do you make from some of this, Val? Specifically the corrupted text. Does that sound like anything you know?
Religion check, yeah. All of these texts seem like they were from sun god in some way. Some like they were definitely sun related religious texts. But these corrupted texts seem like in the light grows the shadow. Can't have one without the other, and when one becomes stronger, so does the other.
Dagon, I just don't have any answers for you. This is really leaning more into the zealotry side of things I'm not usually accustomed to.
So, like, the opposite of the new guy we just met.
There is something interesting about the passage that says the stronger their light, the darker their shadow. What's that supposed to mean?
Well, not the opposite of the new guy we just met. It's just like the shadow version of the new guy we just met.
I think both of our encounters today have had their own zeal, be it Thaddeus with his look at me, I'm amazing, the light this, the light that, and even the Shatterkai that we dispatched with their feelings and their search for pain, pleasure, just anything.
I really didn't see anything that was more amazing in him than's in me, really. I don't even think that's weird.
My character's not laughing. I am, though.
And so Weldon is looking at specifically some of this information about the shadow anchor and the portals, and then control over animals and other denizens, using the shadow to control them. And so he learns quite a. He has a. It's not that he learns quite a bit, but he has a pretty strong inclination to what this means. The shadow anchor is very likely the portal that we keep talking about in itself, and then this is a lot about like there's knowledge about these things that are kind of temporary, and there are ways that maybe they're open for periods of times, or some circumstances cause them to open. Some of them are like wounds that take some time to heal, to close. But these blueprints are magical devices used to rip them open rather than to hurry their closure.
So looking, I guess we have a little more to explore, but looking the ley lines and energy vortexes, can we overlay this with a Ralidar map? Does it look like? Is there any like common features that we could be able to do that? Yeah, but just quickly looking at it, does it look like something that thread I could pull on?
The ley line map is more like a weave, which triggers your kindred to Mistra, as it is a weave of magic overlain into the plane, like the material plane itself. And there are places in Ralidar that have a significant number of ley lines, and it is believed that the Badlands, the place that the Badlands now occupies, used to be one, but they haven't been known to, like, either the power went away or something happened, and those ley lines have not existed, that the Arcanists have been able to measure or read in any way for a long time. They were said to have been extremely powerful in the times before, but they haven't existed for over 1,000 years. There are some other countries and places in Ralidar that are known to have natural resources of these ley lines and energy vortexes.
I do agree with Weldon. We should probably go deeper into this later, not now. But there's a lot of interesting things here. But we still have to see if there's a portal close. So, yeah, where was there any this room? Are there more exits out of this room?
There is a kind of a concealed passageway up to the north over here, but it's not like intended to be like a fully secret kind of thing. It's just mostly melded into the stone itself. That leads to some rooms up top, but no, there's no other things here. The only just as a matter of expedience, as we're kind of investigating around, there's like an office. It looks like maybe some kind of general's office. That is up here. There's just a simple desk with nothing on it. There's a room with a simple bed, and then the big library.
We still have to figure out the scroll that we got from the leader, maybe with his instructions. I don't know if that we can figure that out, but that's something to think about.
Yeah, I don't want to pull it out in here just in case. But yeah, it's a good point. So, have we felt we've explored all the? So there may not be a portal under in here. They just may have been hiding out here.
Not in this area. If we want to go ahead, and again, like I said, as a matter of expedience, the last little bits where Thaddeus went over to acquire some people. We make it like the last actual discovered place. There's a couple of places to the south that have been used as like cells. A couple of rooms. There's just one giant dining table, and then a room, and then a door to the east, which is double barred and locked from the other side.
Well, this seems like the next area. But we have to wait till somebody comes out.
This looks to be beyond my skill to pick or pass.
I used to work as a door constructionist. So,
well, by all means, perhaps you should try to unlock it and get us through.
Yeah, let me see what I can do here. Proceeds to investigate.
Weldon, can you blow that door up?
Yep, it is. The door itself is like many of these other doors are that you have seen were once like some kind of stone door on these special hinges that allow them to move as though they're like a regular wooden door. And despite how heavy a stone door would be, this one looks like it has been similar door design, but since in some kind of recent time has been fashioned with lots of metal strips over the top of it.
Yeah, I'm going to send my spider under the door or through the hole.
It does not fit.
No. And I'm going to pull up my magical tinker tool and turn it into lockpick set.
You gonna do what now? Yep, what tool are we going to use? And try to lockpick it?
What if the commander's insignia opens it somehow?
Guidance roll 1d4, please, Wolfen. Sorry, what did you say, Fancy?
Well, I was just wondering if the commander's insignia opened it somehow, or if it must be open from the other side. We don't know. Was there some kind of locking mechanism? I'm not sure if I caught that we could see.
It is double barred and locked from the other side. So it is a smooth door on this side, but it is not just stuck firm, but actually barred. And it has been fashioned so that it makes a seal all the way around. Someone has the emblem. Yeah. Fancy, I believe.
Okay. Do I? Is it really in my inventory or not? I can say I have it.
Fancy had it when he was trying to impersonate the...
Oh, that's true. Oh, I do definitely have it. So I'm going to pull out the insignia and hold it up and move it around the door. See if there's any... I don't know if there's magic to it or anything, but that Fancy's going to use it as if it were magical.
Take the insignia and place it upon the door, and you can hear things move on the other side. As the bars come up and open, the door opens. A light bleeds in, a pale purple light. And that's where we're going to end today.
No!
Fancy, your skills as a door crafter / whatever previous experience you had really served you well. I'm
paid
impressed.
off there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to hire you if I do decorations. I need to remodel my house. Quick, Fancy, run in the door.
I couldn't think of a better way to say it. A door constructionist.
Yeah, that really made me trust you there when you use all that fancy door talk.
And I think that captures the way that he would have really said it.
Well, shit. All right, we're going to play again tomorrow?
I have the day off, but...